The internet is going crazy over a video of a local man driving down I-95 who people say looks just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. He's a very bad person, what he did, obviously, and he is dead, and I'm alive.
Charitable.
I'm not, well,
But you're being charitable because that's not what the text says.
People are freaking out after they saw this video of a man who looks exactly like Jeffrey Epstein. And then I'm gonna go to Joe Rogan claiming that Jeffrey Epstein, maybe he didn't even die, or maybe it's not everything how it seems. So it's absolutely wild stuff. So we're going to be reacting to a couple of these claims.
The internet is going crazy over a video of a local man driving down I-95 who people say looks just like Jeffrey Epstein. The clip spreading quickly online, sparking double takes and even fueling conspiracy theories. But tonight, the man in that video is speaking out. CBS 12 News reporter Katie Benty is in Palm Beach with more. Katie.
A Palm Beach man is going viral tonight for a resemblance people can't stop talking about. They say he looks just like Jeffrey Epstein, but he says that couldn't be further from the truth.
Epstein is alive.
Millions of people are watching.
That's
Epstein is
crazy.
alive.
And rewatching this. A man in a convertible spotted on I-95 in South Florida going viral for who people think he looks like. It's a creepy resemblance.
It is a creepy resemblance. I don't want to see Jeffrey Epstein around here.
That man calls himself Palm Beach Pete, and he's now setting.
That's crazy that he literally lives in Palm Beach, where Jeffrey Epstein used to have a house in Palm Beach. Insane. Palm Beach Pete.
Good straight.
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete.
He says he had no idea he was being filmed until his phone started blowing up.
I'm just me being me, and it's a crazy phenomenon that has went really viral.
But what started as a double take quickly turned into something bigger.
Insane.
That's Epstein.
Epstein did not kill himself.
The name Jeffrey Epstein, a
Epstein.
convicted who lived in Palm Beach, still carrying weight years after his 2019 death ruled a suicide. But for some, the questions never went away.
I think he's still living. I think he never died. He could still be back on the island, honestly.
Online, some using this video to push those claims.
Bro, I don't get how you could just be like, he would have definitely did plastic surgery or did something to make himself not be visible. Like, this is crazy.
Saying that crosses a line.
People shouldn't joke about that stuff. Right. That's just not appropriate to joke about.
And Pete addressing it head on.
Have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. He's a very bad person, what he did, obviously, and he is dead, and I'm alive.
This viral moment comes as documents linked to.
Here's another video about this.
And then I did see this. So there is that guy that they thought Jeffrey Epstein was in Florida.
Good morning, everybody. This is Palm Beach Pete from Palm Beach, Florida.
What a guy.
I want to thank everybody for the positive comments.
Did he get positive comments? I feel like, though, what a way to start a brand or something, you know, to become popular, capitalize on this, I guess.
Got from saying I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just Palm Beach Pete. Going to play some tennis today.
Yep.
Going into town, have lunch. I'm so not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just me being me.
He's
and
so
it's a
not
crazy
Jeffrey
phenomenon.
That's what Jeffrey Epstein would say.
That has went really viral.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate all the support. And
That's
just
what
want to
Jeffrey
reiterate,
Epstein would say.
I'm Peter from Palm.
I feel bad. He would just be walking into every store and he would get such nasty, crazy looks all the time. Everyone would be double checking to see who he actually is.
So
Have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. He's a very bad person, what he did, obviously, and he is dead, and I'm alive.
keep in mind that if Jeffrey Epstein ever did get caught, he would say the exact same thing. And sus Palm Beach Pete, is this?
Hey everybody, this is Palm Beach Pete, and my video went viral because some dude randomly filmed me while I was driving.
He is wearing the same shirt here, it looks like, in the same hat and the same glasses.
95, unbeknownst to me, and the next thing I know, I'm a viral sensation. I had my phone down for about 4 hours, and I didn't know my phone was blowing up with all these comments from that video. So I got a lot of traction. It's pretty crazy. Thanks.
So you're not Jeffrey Epstein?
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete. Okay. Peace out.
I'm Palm Beach Pete. Oh man, what a life. Seems like he's living the vacation life.
That's exactly what somebody would say if they were Jeffrey Epstein, but they got caught being in Palm Beach. Palm Beach Pete said he knew Epstein? No way.
I'm Palm Beach Pete. I'm a regular guy. I'm retired. I lived in the city for a long time, worked in commercial real estate. I love to play tennis. I'm very social. I'm not going to change. This guy is dead, and he was a really bad person, and I can hold my head high. I didn't do anything. I just happen to have similar looks. I'm just a better looking version than Jeffrey. Back in the day, when I was living in the city, I went to a couple of parties, and Epstein was there at a party, and he was kind of creepy, just sitting on a couch, staying to himself, and he wasn't the magnitude that he is or was, so he wasn't a big deal. He was mysterious. People didn't know how he made his money and where he, what his story was. But I never really encountered him and had a conversation with him. I just saw him at a party. I'm Palm Beach Pete.
I'm Palm Beach Pete.
Oh, not Jeffrey Epstein, but I knew. How does he know everybody? Oh my.
Yeah, this guy is just sharing way too many details that he didn't need to share. That's wild.
Wow, is that his clone? I guess, right? I'm not sure.
That's all the transhumanism stuff he was trying to do. But we're going to go to Joe Rogan here, having the discussion about Epstein. So here's the story.
Over the Epstein files. Make sure to stay tuned to the end.
Inside those emails, we find a lot of creepy. We find that one description where he was talking to this woman, where she said, "I'm investigating a story about an island where they bring for." And he goes, "She almost had a heart attack when I told her that person is me."
Well, he was talking about the rumors and gossip about him, but he wasn't saying that he's bringing to his island for sex.
But that is what he said.
That's crazy.
But if you look at the
text,
text,
he said they're talking about me.
No. She said, "I'm doing a story on a guy who brings to his island for," and he says, "She almost had a heart attack when I told her that person is me."
The person that
it's weird that he's defending this. Like, it seems like at the end of the day, he's admitting that he's doing this disturbing thing. What?
Charitable.
I'm not. Well,
but you're being charitable because that's not what the text says.
Jamie actually never pulls it up, so here's the email. I'll read it out. Your friend Aleza told me that the project she is doing, researching a really bad guy that gets for sex sent to his island. She almost fainted when I told her that person is me. Is there any other way to interpret that?
Yeah. Your friend Eliza told me about the project she is doing, researching a really bad guy that gets sent to his island. She almost fainted when I told her that person is me. What? She was doing a VR movie, not researching anyone. Interested that this part is appeared in your conversation. She's very emotional, wild, kind, loving, and sharp. I think you can become friends too. What? Has a law firm, corporate law, who has understood blockchain regulations, ecosystems. Insane. What in the world?
And look at the next email that says the following. She was doing a VR movie, not researching anyone. Interesting that this part appeared in your conversation. This is then followed up by, she is very emotional, while kind, loving, and sharp. I think you can become friends too. It sounds like an admission of guilt to me. Just for more context, Masha Drokova worked as a publicist for Epstein, attempting to rehabilitate his image. She was also his Silicon Valley fixer, acting as an intermediary, introducing Epstein.
Right, so he admitted some of this stuff.
Prominent tech founders and investors.
Yeah.
He didn't say, "I told her that's a bullshit rumor. I let her know that's not true."
But that's very much in his style. I mean, look, let's back up to the intelligence.
But wait a minute. Why would you dismiss that?
We can pull it up and look at it. I just think, I think what we see from the files, and I think Mike Benz has sort of pointed out the ways in which Epstein might have been a contractor or a financier or somebody hiding money for the intelligence community. Beyond that, I don't see any evidence that he was doing much for the intelligence community, if at all.
But you're only getting emails, and only half of the emails, right? So there's only 3 million emails that have been released.
Yeah.
There's another 3 million that the FBI possesses that they're not releasing, right?
100%. It's possible.
So
there's something there.
Why would you draw any conclusions based on only 50% of the data? And then if there is 50% of the data that hasn't been released, why? Is that way worse? Because this stuff is fucking nuts.
Joe has a point. Why would Michael Schellenberger take such a hard stance? There's really only one reason I can think of, and it's probably the same thing you're thinking too.
There are so many different attorneys, people at the FBI, people in the Eastern District, the Southern District, the Florida Southern District. They would all have to be in on it. And I'm skeptical.
Right. Like, it's fine to be skeptical. I don't think you have to believe every conspiracy or everything within the files are actually true or not either, because there's a lot of allegations. you know?
Because
Why
FBI,
would they all have to be in on it?
Well, because they're in these. I mean, they're in this. They're reviewing the information. They're trying to bring they're trying to bring action against him.
Well, it depends on who are the powerful people that are implicated and what kind of influence they have over what gets released and what doesn't get released. Clearly, names were redacted that are powerful people that are not victims. So
Yes.
that shows you right there that there's some influence.
But there's a reason to do that.
Why?
Because they're not guilty.
Okay, what about the one where Epstein says, I like the video?
This email is pretty interesting because recently it surfaced that Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, who is the former CEO of DP World, a Dubai-owned global ports and logistics giant, and one of the major figures in the development of Dubai's infrastructure. He's allegedly the person redacted in the email.
He
So why
probably
did they
did. I think someone
Okay.
did find the torture.
That's insane. So disturbing.
Why would you redact the name of the person who sent you?
True, like that doesn't make any sense. They're supposed to protect the alleged victims, not the perpetrators. That's the problem.
You're not trying to protect a powerful person.
Yeah, that's the Sultan. Is that right?
Okay, but that was someone had to just figure that out.
I mean, look, the redactions are sloppy.
But that's no. That's evidence that you're trying to protect a powerful person.
Well, but they didn't though in a lot of cases.
But they did right there.
Yeah, I mean the redactions. I mean, they were making them. I mean, it was like
You will never believe it. I was actually able to find a live video of what's happening in Michael Schellenberger's brain right now. Let's check it out.
Possibly go for broke this time too. Full in straight.
Oh my
double
goodness.
straight.
What in the world? What is this?
Yeah, look, these are people I don't like. I'll just be honest. Like, if part of me hesitated because I don't like Larry Summers, I don't like Bill Gates.
Fascinating story.
Don't care about Sarah Ferguson. You know, I didn't say anything. Then they came for Peter Attia. You know, it's a little bit like Peter Attia, like he didn't do anything wrong, and he just like lost his job with CBS, and you know he's sort of now they're under this cloud, and people go, oh, but he was in the hospital, and his wife was, or he was with Epstein, his wife was in the hospital. We don't like. What are we doing here? Like we're getting involved in Peter Attia's like personal life, and so, but he has to get fired for that. I mean,
So let me get this straight. Michael's stance is seemingly based on his friend Peter Attia getting canceled for being in the emails. His name appeared in the Epstein files 1,741 times.
Dang.
Let's review some of what he said in these emails to see if there was anything creepy said. First one, you know the biggest problem with becoming friends with you? The life you lead is so outrageous, and yet I can't tell a soul.
So it sounds like he kind of knew what was going on.
One is indeed low carb. Still
What? Oh yeah, this guy. Oh yeah. Why does he have a problem with that? Oh my goodness.
results on gluten content though. Third one, no. Thank you so much. See you next time. Hopefully JE in town when I'm back in 2 weeks. I go into JE withdrawal when I don't see him.
Bro, that's
not
so disturbing, guys. If someone should not be talking like that. You should probably lose your job if you're talking like that to about Jeffrey Epstein.
at all.
I mean, I'm glad the files were released. There was definitely problems with the redactions. There was also a case where the members of Congress were trying to get stuff redacted. Names got redacted of people that, like I know in one case, there were people that were getting licenses for guns that had nothing to do with Epstein on a list. In another case, other people's names were revealed who were not, you know, guilty of anything. So that's why you protect those people. I think you go everybody. The logic right now is that anybody who had any interaction with Epstein had to have known of all the abuse he was doing,
True.
Okay,
and are
but-
somehow responsible for
but a
it.
lot
I
of
think
these-
that's not right.
Okay, but a lot
That's
of
fair. That's fair.
But we're-
Because I know some people, that's the case. Like in reality, you might be friendly with someone and then find out that they have some type of hidden secret that is completely immoral, but you had no idea. You saw no evidence for that, you know, at least no proof for it. And it's difficult. Like as Christians, you're trying to be a light for Jesus to people, and you got to hang out with people that are not always the most Christian-like.
out with him and doing business with him after he was arrested. So this is all
Okay,
post
so then-
2008,
you know,
and
okay.
it was very public.
Okay, but okay, so then what is our view of people that do the crime and serve the time? I mean, the left view has
stop
been
right there.
that
Stop right there. He
Yeah.
didn't serve any time. Do you know?
He served a year.
Okay. He did not go to jail for a year. You know, he did house arrest.
Yes.
It was a very sweetheart deal.
Let me break it down with more accuracy. In June 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to 2 state felony charges, soliciting prostitution and soliciting prostitution from a person under the age of 18. He was sentenced to 18 months in jail as part of a controversial non-prosecution agreement that allowed him to avoid federal charges. He served only about 13 months.
So he was in jail for a year, so that's fair.
July 22nd, 2009, much of it under a lenient work release program that let him leave the Palm Beach County Jail for up to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week to go to his office.
Wow.
And the prosecuting attorney or whoever it was told that he was intelligence, and this is why they were giving him the sweetheart deal.
That was by the way, I looked into that.
Yeah?
Yeah, we looked into that one, and that was heard secondhand. So that wasn't even heard from Acosta directly. Someone said that they heard Acosta say that, and they told the Vicky Ward, and I believe her source is anonymous.
Yeah.
So that's weak.
Michael is actually correct on this one. The widely circulated allegation comes from a 2019 Daily Beast article by journalist Vicky Ward, based on an anonymous source who claimed that during Acosta's vetting interviews for Trump's labor secretary position around 2016 to 2017, Acosta explained the 2008 deal by saying he had been told to back off because Epstein belonged to intelligence.
Wow, that's fascinating. That's a good point. So that might not even be true then. And everyone runs with that.
Of his pay grade. Alex Acosta, who was the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida at the time, denies these claims.
I think the final thing on Epstein that kind of made me question is that I, like a lot of other people, had assumed that someone murdered him. But you start looking at the evidence for that. He attempted suicide, I believe 18 days before.
18 days before, he said that his roommate tried to kill him. Did you know that? Do you know his roommate was a cop that had killed 4 people in contract killings? That was his fucking jailmate. And 18 days before, he said that guy tried to kill him.
But he said
that's his.
But is there any
look
doubt
at that guy?
Yeah.
That is his fucking cellmate. Why
Creepy.
put a guy who's one of the most high-profile defendants in any case ever in a cell with a hired killer who's a giant gorilla?
But he wasn't in the cell with him that night. He was by himself in the cell that night.
He was the guy who 18 days before Epstein said tried to kill him.
But Epstein tried to kill him.
So he wasn't in that cell? So was he by himself?
I don't think there's any doubt about that, right?
Just wanted to chime in that I think it's pretty funny that they're arguing about how Epstein died and not if he died. Recently, Jimmy Dore...
Right. That's weird too. Like, did he die? Because if he was not in the cell, if no one was in the cell with him, that really makes me think they could have easily faked everything too. So...
provided a pretty compelling case that Epstein is still alive. Let's watch him break it down.
So there's been a shocking development in the Jeffrey Epstein saga, and it's almost conclusive proof. Jeffrey Epstein had his prostate removed. And how do we know? Because it's in the Epstein files. Here it is. You have high testosterone and still have a need for Viagra because you don't have a prostate, right?
Oh.
Jeffrey Epstein. Correct. So he didn't have a prostate. Here's another one. A patient, Epstein, Jeffrey. This is from LabCorp. This is in the files. This is from the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein. His bladder had 5 milliliters of cloudy yellow urine. The prostate is slightly and diffusely enlarged with marked enlargement of the vermilabitanum. The testes are unremarkable. Boy, you don't want to hear that about your testes, do you? Grok, is it possible to grow a replacement prostate? Grok says no, it's currently not.
Whoa.
If what Jimmy laid out is true, then this whole thing is crazier than we thought.
I don't know if there's...
That's fascinating. So, where is Jeffrey Epstein right now?
I've never seen him say it, but I do know that he said that guy tried to kill him.
And couldn't he have lied about that?
That guy was trying to get money.
Couldn't he have lied about that?
Video outside cell during Jeffrey Epstein's first suicide attempt no longer exists. How weird. Yeah, why would he lie about that? He's in
because he doesn't want to have a
guy
roommate
who he's already saying this guy's trying to extort him.
Yeah,
he's already saying this guy's trying to get money from him.
Fair enough.
And this guy is a known killer. He's killed 4 people in contract killings.
He did say like maybe he didn't want to have a roommate.
Not know about that.
I will say it's possible.
But hold on, how did you not know about that?
I did know about that.
You knew about the guy being a contract killer?
Well, no,
was his cellmate?
Yeah, I knew that story, but I mean, he didn't have a cellmate at the night of his death, right? That was one of the mistakes they made, is that because he was supposed to be on suicide watch, he was supposed to have a cellmate, didn't have a cellmate.
I don't know, but 18 days before he did have a cellmate, and 18 days before he said that guy tried to kill him.
But 18 days before he tried to commit
Michael is hanging on the official narrative here, which kind of makes sense now. While federal officials, including former Attorney General Bill Barr, later pointed to this event as clear evidence of self-harm intent, Epstein himself offered different explanations at the time. Initially, Epstein told officers that his cellmate, Nicholas Tartaglione, had tried to kill him. In subsequent psychiatric evaluations, Epstein denied any interest in ending himself, calling himself a coward who did not like pain. He even suggested the incident might have been a prank gone wrong. Due to a lack of evidence proving self-harm, the incident was eventually expunged from his official record following jail disciplinary proceedings.
That's my understanding.
I don't know if that's true, though. I don't know why they would put him in jail with a contract killer.
Well, I mean, how many? Who's in that jail? Aren't the people in that jail pretty rough?
His cellmate is a contract killer. Why would he be in a cell with a cop who's a contract killer?
I mean, aren't there a lot of
the
bad
night
guys
Jeffrey
in that?
Epstein claimed his cellmate tried to kill him. New documents revealed Jeffrey Epstein claimed his cellmate tried to kill him in an incident before his death.
Yeah, but we don't.
Okay, but
we don't know if that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I thought only Eddie
Joe Rogan is upset. Oh my goodness. Whew, that's crazy. What do you guys think? Do you think Jeffrey Epstein's alive? Did he die? Or is this something else? Is there something else crazier going on?
or Brian Callen could get Joe this angry. I stand corrected. It's good to see some confrontation on the show. It brings me back to the good old days of the pod.
Why are you dismissing it,
I'm not dismissing it, Joe. Look, maybe more evidence will come out. I'm just saying, like, if you look at the evidence we have.
You're looking to dismiss it.
No, I'm saying I was confident it was a homicide, and now I'm not.
Were you aware of this?
Yeah, of course, all that stuff.
You were aware that he tried to kill him?
Of course.
You were aware that he said
I'm aware that he said that.
Well, how come you never brought it up before? You seemed shocked when I brought it up.
Well, because my understanding is it was a suicide attempt 18 days before.
Okay. But if he said this guy tried to kill him 18 days before, why didn't you take that into consideration?
No, it is. I mean, I'm just saying that
but
was all. That was part of. No, when I go,
it doesn't seem like you took it into consideration at all, and you're looking to dismiss it.
I didn't know.
Crazy stuff. Wild stuff. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? I would love to know. Definitely a heated debate for sure. But anyway, we got to keep on trusting in Jesus and go to the Bible for truth, because there's so much disinformation out there that is coming at all sides. And it can be so easy to believe something that is false. But the thing that it remains true all day and every day is the Bible. So I encourage you to go read the Bible, ask the Holy Spirit to lead and guide you. And that's going to be the source of truth. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I encourage you to have an amazing day. Keep trusting in Jesus and know that he loves you. Have an amazing day, and God bless.